Alrighty, guys, we are back with Once Burned, chapter 14 of 21. Let's get right to it. The man who attacked the club is Vlad's old rival, Mahala. After learning this, Vlad ordered his men to bring your family to the castle for safety. I can't believe Vlad told Marty he's going to kill me if Marty didn't tell him about my family. No wonder you know what move Zagala will make next. What are you talking about? You two think exactly alike. You were going to use my family as insurance against me, changing my mind about helping you. Using my family against me just like you used me against Marty. His silence is damning confirmation. I should slap Vlad. Let's do that. Yeah. You slap Vlad across the cheek. The crack echoes through the room loud and clear. But nothing changes in Vlad's expression, nothing except for a bright red handprint that quickly fades. You stand up ready for Vlad to say anything to try to stop you. Instead, he remains deathly quiet, watching to see what you'll do. I should have known better than to trust you. You leave the room without looking back. Later that night, Maximus finds you in the library. You spent a few hours waiting for Vlad to apologize, but he never arrived. How are you feeling, Amber? Still angry. I understand things become difficult when family gets involved. Vlad crossed the line, no doubt about it. It's actually your family that I've come to talk to you about. Vlad has made all the necessary arrangements. This is going to go over great. Well, that's just it. Before they are escorted here, I thought perhaps you might want to give them a call. A call? Vlad is a powerful man with many assets, but his skills towards decent delicacy are somewhat lacking, especially with those not of our kind. I figured you might wish to let them know what's going on from your end to ease the transition, or at least get the chance to talk to them before Vlad does. I can get you in contact with them. Let's does Vlad know about this? If he didn't, I wouldn't be bringing it up. Anything to ease the transition of his new guests. Guess you've got a point there. Still, I don't even want to bother my family, and I have never been close. Then again, their lives are about to be uprooted. They might be pretty pissed if they're not given at least some kind of warning. So I got some gems, people, and I'm gonna save them. Even though I got them, I'm gonna save them. I'm gonna leave them in the dark. I don't even know what to say. Understood. With a curt bow, he exits. You don't hear from Maximus again until he enters your room the next morning, bringing your breakfast as well as news. Sharpnail called. Your family will be here soon. There's some relief in that, at least. Maybe Vlad's reasons for keeping tabs on my family was shitty, but at least here they'll be safe. Ever since I learned Zagala might be after them, I've been hard to do anything but worry. It's been hard to do anything but worry. You finish your meal quickly and walk over to the closet. Should I wear the same thing or mix it up? I'll go with... I'm not a big fan of always wasting gems on clothes. That's pretty neat, ain't it? Let's go with... I'm gonna go with modest. Don't see no reason to waste gems on clothes. I really don't. When you reach the entrance, Hall Vlad's waiting for you. Hello. Suddenly, nerves complete with your simmering anger. I hate how good he looks. Oh my goodness. He cocks an eyebrow as you approach, and you instinctively blast a song in your head to keep him out. His lips curl down at your choice. And you accuse me of practicing cruel and unusual punishment. That's not funny. I hear my family be here soon. Let's do that. Indeed, my people have already set about preparing everything for their stay. The one thing to cool your temper at Vlad is the realization that soon you'll be face to face with your family. It's been forever since I've seen my dad or sister. I wonder what they'll think of me, or if they'll treat me like a. Your hands unconsciously trailed down your side, still dangerously to human touch. A freak. You're not a freak. Crap, I dropped my guard. Forgot to block him out. Every part of you is beautiful, Amber. Oh my goodness. One day you'll come to believe that. I'm going to say thank you. Just be nice. Just stating a fact, I'm surprised at such a warm response. Just because I'm mad doesn't mean I can't appreciate you being kind. Vlad doesn't respond. Instead, he pulls out a long, flat box from inside his coat for you. It looks like a jewelry box, and from the size, something big is inside. I think you'll find them useful. Useful, so it's not jewelry. I wonder what it could be. I'm gonna accept his gift. You flip the box open? Oh. Inside are a pair of long brown gloves, one slightly thicker than the other. Oh, look at that. You touch them, blinking in amazement. Specialized rubber. The material is thin, but I assure you, I'm assured that the glove can repel up to 12,000 volts. I could grab someone's hands without fear of harming them, fiddle with electronics without causing a short circuit. This can change so much for me, and they look great. You reach out gingerly, placing the gloves over your hands. This is such a considerate gift. It means so much more to me than flowers or jewelry ever could. You've given me the world, Vlad, the ability to touch everything I've missed out on. He shrugs in an attempt to bet modesty. It only made sense. I had the resources to make things easier for you. Of course I had to at least try. Besides, they look great on you, just as I knew they would. It's at that moment that a familiar voice cuts through your thoughts. Look at this huge effing place. Your sister Gretchen enters, escorted by Charbonnel. She manages to look around in awe while also marching forward at an angry clip. Finally, she stops in front of you. What kind of cluster F have you gotten us into now? Hello to you two. Your voice catches as you see the man behind her. Though he used a cane, his arm of tempered toughness remains the same. Just what the hell is going on here? My daughter and I are uprooted from her home to God knows where without a single explanation. And now we find you here in is this some kind of prank? This isn't a prank, Dad. You look at Vlad for help. Pleasure to meet you, Hugh. My name is Vlad. Like that's going to help. Couldn't you at least come up with a fake name? Hello. Hopefully the historical significance will go over their heads. But what do I tell them? It's not like I can just tell them we're in the company of vampires. Quickly, you do your best to fabricate a believable lie. I witnessed a mob murder. Vlad here is in the Romanian Witness Protection Program. Seems a lot different than the American version. Maybe Vlad can explain better than I'm going to go ahead and say that, yeah. He flashes you a grin. No, you're doing a splendid job. Your father frowns, clearly unhappy with how things are progressing. How long are Gretchen and I supposed to stay sequestered with you? There it is, the million-dollar question. We're not sure. Maybe a couple weeks, maybe a few months. You can't expect me to put my life on hold for that long. I have a job, friends, plans. Lower your voice. Your sister stops talking, but her glare continues. What if we elect not to be sequestered with you? What then? You'll be captured, tortured, and eventually killed by the people after your daughter. Your mouth falls open at his bluntness. I still have top-level connections. Amber can be protected back in her own country. With her abilities, you know better than to expose her to your government or military. She'd never see the outside of a covert research facility. Your father turns back to you. He knows what you can do. He won't tell anyone. I had no choice but to tell him we'll do that. Either way, this isn't good. Who's to say he's only better than the feds back home? Who's to say he's any better than the feds back home? Hell, he could just be using you for what you can do. I want to speak with whomever is in charge of your sequestering Amber. You are. Then I want to speak with someone else. I'm sure we can arrange that. We'll talk more at dinner. Until then, I'm sure you want to unwind, unpack, and freshen up. Sharpnail, please show our guests to their rooms. This is so messed up, Amber. You don't know the half of it. It is messed up. As soon as your family is out of the sight, you and Vlad head upstairs. Once you're inside the lounge, you turn to Vlad as he hangs his blazer on a chair. Vlad, can we come with some sort of compromise? You owe me an apology. We can't keep fighting while the family is here. Let's do that. I have no intentions of fighting. Because of my actions, your family is safe from Zagala, yet you still demand that I beg your pardon. I get that you come from a time when using a person's family as blackmail was all the rage. But it's not cool to do in the 21st century. Seriously, how is this surprising to you? Do you know the last time I let someone challenge me in front of my people without retaliation? You're changing the subject. He moves closer to you. Outside of you, there hasn't been a single instance. To do so risks the ability of everything I've built. It allows cracks of weaknesses my enemies could slip in. You've seen the scars on my body, but not all of them from battles. Many were from when I was imprisoned as a boy and repeatedly beaten. In the century since, I've sworn never to lose power again. Yet you stand up to me repeatedly and I do nothing. If you don't find sufficient apology in that, then you don't know me at all. A tense beat goes by. Swear to me on whatever you consider holy that you will never harm anyone I care about. If you can do that, then this has to. If you can't do that, then this has to end, Vlad. His head bends, the rough silk of his stubble grazing your cheek. Unless they try to harm me or mine, I swear it. A vow with conditions, but everything has conditions with them. You close your eyes as he grazes your neck, his lips sliding across your skin. Meanwhile, his strong, scarred hand cups your face. The touch of his tongue sends delicious shivers through you, and you move closer, grasping at him. It's time, let me taste you. He gently presses his fangs against your skin. How will it feel? Better than sex. I should let Vlad drink my blood. A brush of teeth makes you grasp. Fangs press against your throat, their hard, extending length, adding friction, both threatening and carnal. The pressure of his mouth increases. Tongues, lips, and fangs manipulate your most sensitive spots. Soon your heart is pounding and you're rubbing against Vlad with a need you can't articulate. Another rumbling noise comes from within him. The sound is so primal that your nipples scrape painfully against your bra, and you ache with desire. It's then his fangs slant tips, pressing against your neck instead of their length. Skin breaks under those sharp points, and a long, harsh gasp escapes your lips as the fangs penetrate deep. That gasp turns into a moan at the sensation that spills over you. Heat seems to pour from his mouth, flashing through your veins to envelop your whole body. You feel feverish while the most unexpected surge of pleasure makes your head fall back and your knees weaken. This is stronger than morphine and more erotic than foreplay. Your pulse throbs under his mouth. Then, when Vlad draws in, that first long suction rapture shoots from your neck to your crotch. What in the world? The intensity is so great that your inner muscles clench and you almost come. Something like groans sounds against your throat. You taste even better than I imagined. Oh my goodness. His hands slide through your hair and draws your head farther back. Another suck sends your pleasure cascading through you. Everything around you seems to fall away, narrowing your world to nothing but the sensation. Strength abandons you, and you would dissolve it if it wasn't for the steely grip holding you. Another suck makes your panting break on a cry, and you dig your nails into his back. You claw deeper and more feverishly in your growing need. Vlad, we should stop with this. I don't want to spend more diamonds anymore, and I won't be able to stop myself. Are you sure I could? Suddenly, Vlad turns his head. Do you want me to kill you? You blink in confusion, but then you hear Maximus on the other side of the door. You'd kill me if I didn't interrupt with this information. Vlad lets out a harsh sigh. Wait here, Amber. It must be important, or he wouldn't dare disturb me. If it's not, I'll kill him and return to you directly. I can't tell if he's serious or joking. With that, he flings open the door to face Maximus. This had better be good. The door shuts behind them, and you close your eyes, taking several deep breaths. Less than a minute later, it reopens. What's wrong? Vlad strides over you, genuinely worried, plastered across his face. You need to come with me. Wow, what an episode. Alrighty guys, so there you have it. We had some gems to use this episode. I watched one of their apps on Pluto or whatever, and it gave me 120 gems. So we have 96 or 98 gems to use the next 6 episodes. So there you have it guys. As always, thanks so much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.